all you YouTubers out there in YouTube land, it's your VHS collector Kyle here. What? Why did you not tell me I didn't have a shirt on? I'm like naked in front of all these people. Okay, back to the actual thing and not my chest hairs. Hello guys, like I just said, my VHS collector here, Kyle, with another Muppet review. Before I start, I do want to say there will be spoilers in this episode, like pretty much any of the other review episodes. If you haven't watched this episode yet, instead of watching this, click off of me, go watch the episode, go to abc.com, or try to watch it whenever it comes on Tuesday nights at 7 o'clock, or 8 Pacific, 7 o'clock Central, wherever it is that you are. Then you can come back and click on me and watch my review. So let's go ahead and get right down to the episode. This episode, which is called Too Hot to Handler, which is Too Hot to Handle, a play on of that, which they're using the guest star's name in the actual title, Chelsea Handler, who's in this episode. There are two plots in this one, which I'm kind of glad that they've kind of lowered it down just to two plots instead of having multiple, you know, because then you can't keep up with all of the jokes or any of the gags or the characters you might see in the background or something that you might want to mention. The first plot is pretty much Scooter finally gets a chance to date one of his favorite actresses or late night talk show host, Chelsea Handler. He's always talked about that at nighttime, whenever he's at home with his mom, or when his mom's gone to sleep, that he'll change onto the naughty language channels and everything. So he found Chelsea Handler, up late with Chelsea Handler, or whatever it was called. I can't remember whatever her talk show was called. And just, him actually being in love with this woman, so I like that when Chelsea is describing what type of guy that she would like to date, Scooter's just, he can't believe it that she's mentioning everything that he is until she gets to the word nerd. And everything goes, oh man, I'm not a nerd. And, Pepe and Rizzo tell him, yeah, you are, you're a nerd and everything. But of all the stuff that he goes through to finally get, to date her is real funny. There's a part where he doesn't know whatever to do with his hands because Pepe and Rizzo are telling him, don't flail around your hands and everything. He goes, maybe I should just flail around my hands and everything. Because he says, why are your hands on your hip and everything? It's just, this episode was, I would say, it was really good, but it didn't have all its pizzazz and flair like the last few episodes have, but it still is a good episode. It's still a good episode to watch. The second plot is, with Kermit and Fozzie coming to find out that Fozzie's going to ask his girlfriend to move in with him, Becky. And Kermit doesn't think it's a good idea. And so they go out, to Ralph's Tavern for a game night or quiz night that Ralph always does. I love that Fozzie says, well, yeah, they give away complimentary prizes. They give away beer. And Kermit's just like, look at him like, maybe it's just beer, and all this. It's just makes my eyes water every time I either think of something really funny, or whenever I get really excited and get kind of, that's almost how I am whenever I get scared. My eyes start watering and everything. But Kermit thinks that Becky ends up cheating at the quiz because he sees her on her phone, and everything. He tries to get her to see if she'll finally admit that she cheated when really she didn't. I love when Kermit's trying to ask her questions and everybody just keep popping out and giving answers, to all of the answers or to all the questions that Kermit keeps asking. And finally, whenever he says that she was cheating, she goes, "I wasn't cheating. I was on eBay on my phone. I was buying something for Fozzie, a present and all, and which is a fanny pack, and it's some type of material so it doesn't irritate Fozzie's fur plugs or whatever, hair plugs or whatever you want to call them. I call them fur plugs that are on his belly and everything. So he's gotten like fur plugs on his belly because he's starting to go bald there, and which is pretty funny, knowing that people go bald on their heads. So I guess bears go bald on their tummy. I did love the part where they're doing the promos for the episode, and I liked the whole part whenever it's like Fozzie's talking to Kermit, telling him, and Kermit's talking to Fozzie. They're kind of going back and forth about how rude Kermit was to think that his girlfriend was cheating and all this and that. And what's funny is Bobo and Uncle Deadly are off to the side, and they're like 3, 2, 1, and he's like blah 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 blah, and he says. The whichever affiliate station that they're talking about for the promos, and it's just funny that he's able to just switch and turn to a different voice or a different character for that. And I thought that was real cool how they did that and all. And so just being able to swap back and forth from the character that Fozzie was playing for the promos, I thought that was really cool. But in the end, as in Fozzie tells Kermit and everything that he's not gonna, ask her to move in and everything. I didn't get to talk any about the other plot, so I'm gonna go back and do a little bit of that. There is a part where Chelsea Handler tries to kiss Scooter, and he gets a little bit kind of flustered or kind of, I don't know if you call it maybe surprised or, where she's too much for him, and so he runs off and everything. And so he says he sent her a text telling her that they wanted to break up. She sent him flowers, this big bouquet of flowers and everything. What Rizzo and Peppy do are just real funny. But yeah, that's pretty much the two plots in this episode. So on to the next segment, which is my top 10, my top list of funniest lines and gags. This is top funniest lines from this episode. Number 1. This is whenever Scooter's, as in Chelsea Handler is up late with Miss Piggy and everything, and Scooter's all like just dazed, like he just and everything whenever she comes out and everything. Well, he's talking one-on-one to the camera and to the audience in a way, talking about how he found Chelsea lately. Chelsea Handler and everything, and he ends up saying, I was, pardon my naughty language, I was smitten. It's like smitten as in that's really a naughty language and everything. And so I thought that was pretty funny of Scooter and everything, thinking that smitten is a naughty word and everything. Meaning that he was like, just, oh my gosh, she's so beautiful and everything. So I thought that was pretty funny. Really good with Scooter. Number 2. This is when Chelsea is talking about what type of guy she would like to date. And, she gets to the word nerd. And she says that, or Scooter's like, oh man, I was so close, and Pepe and Rizzo are over here talking to him saying, yeah, you're a nerd, you're a textbook nerd and everything. He goes, no, I'm not, no, and Rizzo says, Scooter, every time that you ride the escalators, you yell, "Wee!" And everything. And so, I thought that was really funny. As in a nerd is pretty much someone that would get excitement out of anything, no matter what it is. So I thought that was pretty funny with that line. I love how Rizzo really said it and everything. So it was really funny. Number 3. This is when Scooter has realized that that he is a nerd, and he's saying, "Yeah, I can probably go and date her. Yeah." He goes, "And I'll be a real man and everything." And Uncle Deadly goes, "No, you're a boy toy, Scooter." Uncle Deadly says, "Trust me, Scooter, you're a boy toy." And everything, it's like, I thought that was pretty funny. I understand I say this, I thought it was pretty funny almost every time I say any of this, but yes, any of these I really do find funny, so I'm going to say they were really funny or pretty funny, so, but really enjoyed that. Number 4, this is when Scooter has finally, asked Chelsea Handler out on a date, and, he's like rambling on about all the stuff and everything. Chandler's like, "If you just will, settle down and just, go with whatever I just said, or, just shut up after someone says yes." And he goes, "Okay." And he goes, "Beautiful and wise. Just like you." You. He was just about to say his mother. So that was funny. That was really funny of that. Knowing that Scooter lives with his mom. I feel sorry that, they use this joke all the time. And we understand, yes, Scooter lives with his mom. And, we understand that. Which I feel sorry for. Which... but, it's Scooter. He's fine. Number 5. This is pretty much after Scooter's, ran off and tried to break up with Chelsea just because of her getting too handsy with him and all. And he's telling Rizzo and Pepe about it. And they're like, "Oh, well, you got to follow your heart. We understand that and everything." And Scooter ends up saying, "Well, she kind of got a little bit too handsy and she wanted to, And Pepe goes, "I stand corrected. You have a very, very stupid heart." And everything. So, just to know that if it would have been Pepe, just like he says in the episode, he says, "Yeah, you're right. I would have still been there. I wouldn't have been here, and everything." So, oh, Pepe. Pepe has 4 arms, so he could pleasure a woman, just that easily. Man, I wish I had 4 arms. That'd be awesome. Just to be a king prawn. Number 6. This is pretty much around the same part as with, whenever he gets the flowers and Scooter's telling Pepe and Rizzo about, her getting too handsy and everything. And, that's whenever he says, "Yeah, I'm going to have to go break up with her since she didn't understand, the big bouquet of flowers and everything that she sent him." And Rizzo goes, "Well, look on the bright side. If you had to break up with your mother, you wouldn't have a place to stay." God, oh my God, poor Scooter. Again, another mom joke, as usual, that they throw in there. But it was real funny. Just to know, if he were to have to actually break up with his mother, he would have to move out. So that's whatever was funny, I thought. Even though I'm pretty sure it wouldn't have happened. As in, he wouldn't have, had to move out. But it's just, that was a funny line. A real good funny line that they did. All right, well, that pretty much ends my funniest lines or gags of this episode. Tune in for my next segment, which is Full Body Shots. Now it's time for full body shots. Well, sorry to disappoint you, but in this episode as well, just like I've said in the other episode, there will be times where we won't see full body shot characters. And I don't mean like Sweetums or any of the other large Muppet characters, which I call those full-bodied costumes. Or full-bodied costumed characters, instead of full-body shots, which are mostly just the little manipulative hand puppets that they use, where you actually get to see their whole body. Yep, there was none in this episode. There was a little quick shot where it happened in Chelsea Handler's dressing room with Scooter, and he slips on some food. She catches him and everything. You do see like a quick second of his legs and part of his shoe and everything, but really not a clip, or at least a shot of his full body. So really you're not getting to see his whole body like you would if it would have been maybe up here. It's kind of a little bit down here, and that's just because the puppeteer is still controlling the puppet. I just gathered up some more Muppet pictures and as well as some Sesame Street characters in their full body shots. So enjoy! Well, I hope you enjoyed these full body shot pictures that I found. Hopefully next episode we'll end up getting some full body shot characters or something, so I can talk about those. So this is the end of this segment of Full Body Shot. My final thoughts of this episode. This episode was a little dull. I mean, it wasn't dull enough to where I didn't like it. It still had some good one-liners, some really good gags, some slapstick, stuff like that. That it still made it a good episode. It just wasn't all out there like it was in the last episode, which was the Pigs in a Blackout, which was really funny. Pretty much, I thought it was really cool that they gave an episode, or at least a plot, to Scooter. So we're getting to find out some more about Scooter, knowing that he liked Chelsea Handler, and he likes to stay up late and watch the naughty channels, the naughty language channels. I thought that was really funny. The whole Fozzie Bear moving in with his girlfriend. I really did enjoy that. Cool that we got to see more of Denise and everything, so that was neat. We got to see Ralph a little bit. I did see Beauregard walking in the background with his mop, walking back and forth in some shots. I thought it was really funny when Kermit, you thought Kermit was doing the one-on-one interviews, and really he was talking to, there's one where he's talking to Bobo, and Bobo's like, oh, I thought you were doing one of those one-on-one interviews, and Kermit's like, no, I'm not doing one of those. And then there's another one where he's talking to Sam, but Sam thinks he's doing one of those one-on-one interviews. I was expecting, whenever they did do the last part where he is doing a one-on-one interview, I thought he was going to be talking to someone else again, not doing a one-on-one interview, but it didn't do it. And I thought, man, that would have been more funny. I'm telling you, a third one would have been funnier if somebody would have been in his office and he would have been talking to him about Fozzie. That I thought would have been a little bit more funnier than just whatever they do with the one-on-one interview. I wish they would have kept that going. That would have been pretty funny. I did like that gag. I thought it was really funny about the band thinking that Kermit was a robot and everything, which reminded me of that one episode of the Muppet Show where you end up seeing you see Kermit, and then you see Kermit as there's a robot Kermit, And so I thought that was kind of almost a neat little throwback, even though it wasn't really a throwback, but it was kind of funny to hear him talk about Kermit being a robot, knowing that there was a Muppet Show episode with him, which he had like a doppelganger, or like a robot, I should say. I thought that was really funny. The spit take with Rizzo, I would love to know how they did that, if it was real, like, water he's spitting out, you know, like from the puppet, if they had it, or if it was just digitally of just, you know, some water being spit out, and they placed him in front of it and then put the water, looked like he's spitting out. I thought that was really cool. I'd like to see how they did that technique. The rubber band that Fozzie's playing with, I thought that was pretty funny. You know, and then he goes, and he hits himself in the eye, and he goes, ah, and then he just keeps on playing, and then boom, and then he falls down because he hurts himself. So that was some really good slapstick right there, I thought. And then the spit take, I thought that was pretty. I call those I call it kind of slapstick, even though slapstick is more like pies in the face, falling down, but I mean, I think spit takes are also classified as slapstick in a way. The last part where the band is trying to get Kermit to eat this plate of cookies, because there's a sign that says cookies for robots and everything. And so you see him about to grab a cookie, and he ends up grabbing a banana. And they're like, well, there we go. That pretty much explains that Kermit's not a robot and everything. Well, then they see Animal, and he's eating the cookies. They're like, Animal's a robot and everything? And, you know, that's really funny. There was another part where whenever they are talking about a robot and Zoot, it was pretty funny. Him going, beep, boop, bop, boop, boop, you know, and stuff like that. That was pretty good. You know, and him go, man, that comes natural, you know, like he might be a robot. So that was pretty good. Good call for Dave Goles on that one. I did like that little joke. Well, that'll do it for another Muppet review. I want to thank you for watching if you watched. Thank you for subscribing if you subscribed. Thank you for liking my video if you liked it. If you haven't subscribed or liked my video, please do it. Come on. It's right there. Come on, just do it. Click on it, please. Leave me some comments down below on whatever you thought you liked about this episode, what you didn't like about it. I do want to apologize again for being late with these last two episodes of the Muppets. I had other things I was doing, or really it was almost like, do I really want to keep doing these? And I thought, yeah, I want to keep doing them. I want people to know my opinion and pretty much, you know, what they would like about me or what they don't like about me. I do have a video coming out on Monday, which will be my top 12 Hanna-Barbera dog characters. Look out for that. Like I said, that'll be out on Monday. This episode is going to be, I'm going to be posting it on Sunday, which is tomorrow. So hopefully you're watching it right now and it's Sunday. Till next time, YouTubers, this is your VHS collector saying frogs, bears, chickens, and things, boys and girls, women and men from all over the world. Bon voyage!